Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. We're gonna get back into more foodie beauty content. We are back with another mukbang. Not just any mukbang, it's a poutine mukbang. You know it's gonna be bad. That being said, we are going to get into the video and see how much I have to crop out today.
Hello guys, hello. Okay, before we start this video, I have to show you this hand cream I got. Hemp's white gardenia and coconut palm. It is like, it smells so good and it's so moisturizing. If you've ever tried it, let me know, but Hemp's is a really good brand, so just recommending that. Okay, I'm starving.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. We're gonna get back into more foodie beauty content. We are back with another mukbang. Not just any mukbang, it's a poutine mukbang. You know it's gonna be bad. That being said, we are going to get into the video and see how much I have to crop out today.
So, I have a Diet Coke. Has a Santa on it. That's so cute. Okay, and we have... I don't have a good mukbang setup right now.
Foodie is going in on that bag. She's tearing that shit up.
But, OMG. Alright, this is the legendary Poutine. Oh my gosh. It's legendary.
Foodie, girl, calm the hell down. It's poutine. It's not a once-in-a-lifetime delicacy.
Beauty bite. It's messy.
Has anyone else noticed that Foodie is not saying Bismillah now that she's in Canada? She's completely just dropped it, which is interesting because isn't that kind of like not really praying, but kind of acknowledging that you're eating with Allah? Almost as if her paying respects to Allah doesn't really matter all that much.
Alright guys, I'm in Canada. Poutine is land, you know, like it's... Canada is Poutine land, basically. Big bite for you.
Well, I mean, if you're in Canada, might as well have that last hurrah.
And yes, this is a small. So I maybe because the camera angle is so close, but...
Yeah, that's not camera angles. That is no small. And if it is, you definitely shouldn't be eating all of that. Not even close to it.
Alright, so I want to tell you a bit about like my travel experience. I thought it'd be a good topic for an eat with me at the same time.
Oh yeah, definitely 100%. I would prefer to listen to your travel plans than listening to you just sitting there slurping, eating, and chewing.
There's one story, like, I wanted to know. You ever hear of, like, I think it's a subreddit, Am I the A-hole?
I can assure you, Foodie, in every situation, yes, you are indeed the a-hole.
And people asking who was the person in the wrong, who was the person being the jerk in the situation. So there was an incident on the plane that reminded me of this.
Oh, here we go. Foodie, are you on a no-fly list now? What did you do?
And so, I thought I would ask you guys what your opinion is on it. But yeah, I was on the plane, and everyone was embarking, you know, like getting on the plane. Boarding, sorry. And I was sitting down in my seat, people were still coming in, and this one guy...
I understand Foodie has problems forming sentences, but at the same time, I feel like she's dragging it out.
Was trying to look for, everyone scrambles to try to look for an overhead space, right? I mean, I don't rush to the plane other than for that reason. You know, everyone's rushing to board and people are like, why are you rushing? Because, you know, you have an assigned seat. It's not going to go anywhere. No, it's not the seats people are fighting for. It's the overhead compartment space. It's very hard, you know, it's a pain kind of if it gets too full to find somewhere to put your bags.
I mean, yeah, that is understandable. I just don't quite know how this is going to make you look like the arsehole, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen.
So, there's this guy that was trying to find somewhere for his suitcase, and he wasn't really paying much attention, but he was, you know, trying to load his suitcase somewhere. So he was dealing with that. In the meantime, a woman, kind of looking impatient, holding her infant son, who was crying, was right behind him, came up behind him, waited for a few seconds, and then was like, excuse me, can you let us pass? Like, in kind of in a rude way. And the guy was like, Wow, what do you think I'm doing there? You think I'm having a holiday? You think I'm having fun? And, hi, Buster. You gotta go to the bathroom? I'm kind of Buster sitting right now, so I don't know if he's gonna, like, go to the door if he has to go to the bathroom, but...
I mean, you're not going to get up and check anyway, just in case, because like with Banjo, he lets me know when he needs to go to the toilet, but even then, I will still take him out every now and then, just in case. Even if he doesn't let me know, it's best to make sure, even if he wants to just go outside and play out for a bit. Like, dogs can go outside for more than just going to the toilet.
Buster! Hi, buddy. You need to go bathroom? I don't know about dogs. I'm not familiar. Like, what do you want? Okay, anyway,
I mean, I can't really say I'm surprised food wasn't involved, so she wasn't going to get up.
He doesn't like me either, so... Hi, buddy! Do you have to go poo? You have to go pee-pee?
Without a doubt, Foodie's the type of person who will let an animal crap in the house and be like, oh yeah, I'll just clean it up later, and then leave it there for hours.
It's not for long, only like an hour.
I mean, it's a good thing it's only an hour because you are wildly incompetent to look after yourself, let alone an animal.
Anyway. Hey, buddy. Anyway, so then the woman says, well, you should let us pass and then do the suitcase. Like, you know, and then I heard them kind of arguing after that. Like, she's like, I have a kid, you know, and he's like, I know. And then that's kind of just where they stopped arguing, but...
Honestly, I don't really see an a-hole in this situation. It really comes down to two people being frustrated with different situations and wanting to kind of just get to their spot. Like, obviously, yes, her being a mom was her choice, and being frustrated with dealing with a child is a hard thing to deal with. I completely understand. At the same time, just because you have a child does not mean you're more entitled to a space, a public space, because you're a mum. In the same way that if you're trying to put your luggage in the overhead and other people are trying to get by you, dude, be a little bit more respectful and move out of the way. It's just, it takes 2 seconds and they're going to get by you. It's that simple. It just comes down to effective communication and being able to respect other people in public spaces.
Arguments can erupt on planes. You know, like the reclining, to recline or not recline.
Yeah, you shove a bunch of people in a small space that are uncomfortable, that are tired, exhausted, probably just overstimulated. Of course, it's going to cause issues. Like, most people don't like being around people they don't know, but to do that for 14 hours, yeah, no shit, people are going to be on each other's nerves.
And, hold on. I think he wants some puts in.
No, Foodie, do not give the dog Poutine, for Christ's sakes.
He's giving me the guiltiest look.
Yeah, no, that's not guilt, Foodie, that's disgust. It's probably, like, judging you hardcore.
He's like...
I can't be the only one who thinks this is her O-face, right? Like a ton of underbite.
Buster?
Yeah, Foodie, I don't think that's guilt tripping. That's definitely judging. He's like, oh, great, it's back.
I don't know how you dog owners do it, man. I'm a cat person any day.
Honestly, most animals are pretty chill. The thing is, you just need the right one for your personality type and your lifestyle. Like, way too many people see a certain type of breed and they just want that breed. It's like, oh, I want, you know, a Kelpie because Kelpies are cute. Or I want a Chow Chow because, you know, they're just adorable animals. And it's like, you do understand that they need a lot of work to go into them. Like maintenance, making sure that you have the proper type of area for them. Because if they're a double-coated animal, you can't shave them. And if they're really hot, they could overheat. There's also taking them on walks and keeping them mentally stimulated and being able to train them properly. There's like a lot that goes into certain type of animals. And it's not just dogs, like cats too. They need mental stimuli. They need to be able to get their energy out. And a lot of people don't know that until they really get the animal and go, oh, this is way too much for us. And it's like, yeah, no shit. It's either a working class breed or it's an energetic breed. You need to take care of it. Otherwise, it's just going to destroy your house or it's really going to just not cope. Like, for example, we recently had someone return a blue heeler. I don't know if the dog's still here. Like, she is a very good dog. The thing is, she needs mental stimuli in the morning in order to kind of focus, because a lot of animals like that, especially like the working breeds. And the owners that did bring them back lived on the top of a high-rise apartment. They're like, oh yeah, we live like 20 stories up, and you know, we don't really have much of anything except a balcony. And it's like, why would you get a working dog that is often used on farms and stick it in an apartment which only has a balcony no bigger than, you know, a porch? That makes no sense. And it's like, oh, well, we take them for walks 2 or 3 times a day. Okay, and like the dog needs a lot more exercise and mental stimuli than walks. Like there's a lot more that goes into that. And besides, you just shouldn't overall have a dog that high up in the first place, especially a dog that's medium size. Like get a Chihuahua. A Chihuahua is much easier to manage than a goddamn, blue heeler.
Anyways, so, and all of these problems arise on planes from these unwritten social rules. You ever notice that? Like what's the rule for reclining, for example? It's people, there's this unwritten social rule that you don't recline during meal service. You don't recline if the person is kind of, going to be suffocated by it. You feel bad to recline, even though in your right, your chair does recline. So there's arguments about that.
Again, it just comes down to being a good person and seeing, interpreting, and respecting other people sharing the same space as you. It's not that hard. It really isn't. Like, you don't need a manual to just work with other people.
Now, for this situation as well, in a way, I was thinking, who's in the right? Because technically, I see both sides, To me, it depends. I think you should hurry and put your luggage up. If you're holding up a whole line of people, you should move aside. And given that she had a kid, I get it. At the same time, she should have been nicer about it. Like, could you please move aside? And I've noticed that sometimes what you say is not as important as how you say it. So
she says the most basic common sense things that most people know as if it's like profound. Like, yeah, no shit. If you say something in an arrogant way or a condescending way, people are going to take it negatively. But if you say it in a respectful way, people are going to respect you. Like, that's what it comes down. Well, most people are going to respect you. Like, that's what it comes down to. Sometimes the words do, matter, but mostly it's intent and how you say it and not what you say.
And I've learned that because I have a poor delivery sometimes. With what I want to say.
Yeah, no, Foodie, like your delivery isn't really the problem. It's part of the problem, but it's also what you do and what you say. Like overall, everything is wrong about you.
You guys know that. So I'm trying to be a nicer person and deliver my message in a nicer way because people, the minute you become defensive or snappy or rude, people tend to listen less to what you have to say.
Yes, because people are giving you honest critique and criticizing what you're doing wrong, and you retort by trying to place the blame on them or attacking them when they are trying to critique you and make you a better person. Of course, they're going to get defensive and add your defensive tone because they're reacting to you reacting negatively. That is your fault, not theirs.
So it's a really big deal, I'm going to definitely be saving some of this because it is quite salty, and I love salt, but it's salty and...
I mean, not only that, but that in itself is not just one portion. Like, that's 2, 3, or even 4 portions for you. Like, that's definitely for a family or something, or 2 people, easily, because, like, nobody should be having that. I call bullshit on it being a small portion. If that's a small, I would like to see what the large is.
I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Who's in the wrong? The guy? The woman? Both? But I just wanted to show you guys.
Honestly, now that I'm less anxious with the things that I do on a daily basis, I just would be someone who would snap back now. Like, I would never do that. I would be someone who would just bend over backwards to be kind, where I'm now being someone who will assert myself, and I can assure you, I can come up with some pretty creative like responses and retorts, so I would definitely know for a fact that I'd probably thrown off the plane for the things that I would say towards her if she came at me with that attitude.
One of the things I crave so much about this food, what foods I usually eat here. And I will admit, a part of me struggles with returning to Canada for trips because I have all that comfort food I think of when I come back.
Foodie, this is absolute bull. Like, you can't say that, oh, well, like, it's one of the hardest parts about coming back to Canada because you eat that stuff in the Middle East. Literally, we've watched 3 videos in the past couple days of you eating poutine. You make your own poutine and then eat it. By the way, it's just flat out disgusting because that's not even poutine. It's just straight up dog food at that point. How do you say, like, it's one of the hardest things I have to cope with when I come back to Canada, because you do the same thing in the Middle East too? Also, again, it's called comfort food because it's supposed to comfort you when you're having a down day. If you have to have comfort food almost every single day, maybe, just maybe, you need to go see a therapist, because you shouldn't be having comfort food every second day, or even every single day with you sometimes, because it's like one after another.
What I'm trying to do is not overdo it. Enjoy the pleasures I have, with food here, but just try to control myself. That's neither here nor there. It's not the topic of today's video, but yeah, anyway, I digress. So, yeah, I'm going to put the rest of this away for later. And, I just want to show you, like I said, some restaurants, some foods that are, good memories for me, back home here. And there's a lot of really good restaurants that I want to show you.
I do kind of understand the situation with Foodie and a lot of the reaction channels. Her showing her family members is going to cause a bunch of drama and upstaring. But at the same time, when you have to really show only food and your good memories revolve around food and the restaurants you go to, it's definitely not good. Like, Canada is not a place you should be coming back to until you get intense therapy.
Good food that I want to show you. So, yeah. But let me know your thoughts below about the plane situation. I was wondering, I said, you know what, I'm going to ask the Beezers that, because I'm curious to see what you guys think. There's a lot of these weird social situations on the plane, It's like, there's just so much going on a plane, and the social part of it is, spending 13 and a half hours with people all crammed into a sardine can, a tube in the sky. You got to, there's social rules you got to just kind of follow. Some are written, some are not, So...
Honestly, I know the stuff that I just say is very common sense. Like, I literally just speak my mind when it comes to common sense, and it only takes a couple brain cells to figure it out. But, like, I don't like the fact that she's agreeing with me.
It's just an interesting experience, for sure. I overall had a pretty... It wasn't bad. It wasn't, too stressful. And I had the 2 seats. I think from now on... I'm going to get 2 seats because, it's just, even if I were thin and I didn't need the extra room wouldn't be nicer. Even if you're thin, I think everyone likes having a seat free beside them. You don't like sitting beside a stranger elbow to elbow for 13 and a half hours on a plane. It's just, if you have an extra seat beside you, you just have more room. You have more, comfort to just spread out a bit more, and you don't have to be neck and neck with someone, and it's just more pleasurable.
Oh, I definitely agree. Like, I spend 20 minutes in a meeting in a very cramped desk with other people, and I hate that. So I could not imagine 13 and a half hours together.
I don't know, unless you really love sitting beside someone, but I think most people like to have that extra privacy too. So yeah, but overall, I had a pretty good experience this time. I am like tired from the time changes and just blah, 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 but I don't feel like I've been hit by a truck, I wore compression socks on the plane, so I wasn't worried too much about sitting for that long and getting blood clots or things, but I, overall had a pretty good trip, and it was probably one of the better trips in terms of stress.
It would also be much easier on yourself if you just stay away from all the sodium you eat on a daily basis. Like, you overdo it all the time.
And I didn't have that long of a layover in Doha this time. By the time I got to my gate, that was it. They were boarding. So I didn't have very long at all in between. So yeah, I guess that's about it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you love Poutine. If you're from the area, let me know if you love this Poutine. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Alright guys, come to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. It wasn't overly bad, thankfully. She only ate half the poutine, which was nice, so I didn't have to clip too much out. That being said, we are going to move on to the amber one, which is a bit of a change up because usually I do amber and then foodie, but I decided to do it a little bit different today. So we're moving on to amber's 25 questions, which is fun because the very next retro react is 50 questions about amber. Oh my god. That being said, it's going to be an interesting couple of days. I'm not going to complain about it too much, but thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully get to see lovely people in the next one. Bye-bye.